measured in the category is 3.195, ladies and gentlemen. He just ripped off a 3.197, 233.14 in a mile an hour. How about Kevin Kinsley?
Today I went to my hobby store, kind of happy, excited, and then kind of sad as well at the same time. And listen, I'm trying to do. There are good things happening, right? But somehow people try to companies try to end shit. Well, they try to end a good thing. Why? Because they think. They think they're gonna convert me over to a freaking E-word? Hell no, that's not gonna happen. I'd rather be done with this fucking hobby once and for all if there was to do that. I'm only in this here because of the gas engine, because of the motors. That's it. That's only why. Maybe I'll do a rock climber E-word in the future. I did have plans to do a Nitro rock climber, but nah, forget about that. I may do a rock climber. I don't know. I do like the trails, the skills of rock climbing, whatever. Look, you can like whatever you want, but there's no way in hell I'm a motorhead, right? That's the only reason why I'm in this here. That's it. I love my Nitro engines. I love rebuilding them. I love going over them. I like messing around with them, trying out different carburetors, different pipes, exhausts. That's what it's all about for me. You know, there's some guys that just. They like to be clean. They don't like to get their hands dirty. And they mess around with one car or two. And they just change battery packs. That's not me. That's not fun for me. All right, I'm a guy that likes race cars, motorcycles, real shit. Engines, bro. There's nothing else I could say. Yeah, I just don't get it. Sometimes you can't convert me, bro. Yeah, look, don't convert a guy that's already been through E-words. I've been through E-words. I've raced E-words. Don't tell me about E-words, bro. I used to solder my own batteries. I used to make my own battery packs. Don't tell me about E-words. You know, I don't get it. Sometimes you get some weird ass comments, but you know, maybe they don't understand. Maybe they don't know I've been in this hobby since 1985. Maybe they don't know that. You know, you get a guy that started last year or 2 years ago with a goddamn Traxxas Slash. Then they know the whole world. They think they know the world already. They're telling they don't even have goddamn tools, and they're telling me what to do. Come on now, get off. Come on, get off Spiky now. All right, get off Spiky. Don't be. I'm married, bro. You don't try to get the spiky. You know what I'm saying? My wife already owns it. So, all right. So anyway, just some annoying shit. But anyway, check this out. Speaking of E-words, look, I got me a battery pack here. DYN1428. This is a Life battery, and it's got pretty damn good 4100 milliamp. Not bad. This is gonna go on my 5T. This right here, your house will not go on fire with this, guys. This shit will not blow up on you, guys. This lasts a good while. This will last a good while for you. This will power your servos very well. It will power your servos better than a 6-volt. It won't power it as much as a LiPo, but it's going to be right there. You can't even tell. It's going to be in the middle, right in between the 6-volt and the LiPo power, 7.4. All right. So it's a 6.6 volt, 4100 milliamp, 2S. All right, Life battery, Life. Finally, right? Listen to what I'm about to tell you guys. This Dynamite Horizon Hobbies that started doing the right thing, that was doing the right thing. For me, they were always a step ahead of the other companies by a little bit. Guess what, guys? They discontinued this son of a bitch right here. Can you believe it? Just when they started doing the right thing, man, they're gonna go out and fucking discontinue this son of a bitch. Guys, email the shit out of Horizon Hobby. Email the shit out of those guys. I don't know who the hell is working there now. Who's changing that company and taking the company down to the fucking grave with them, all right? I don't understand. Check this out. DYN1428. I want to try to get another one of these to strap to my MTXL. I don't care if it don't fit the battery, my battery pack, my receiver battery box. I'm gonna like zip tie it. I don't give a shit. This may work on the MTXL. All right, this may have. I'm gonna try it out. If it works, this is definitely gonna go on my X2 5T here. All right, it's definitely gonna go on my X2. I'm gonna get another one. I do have a LiPo for my Chrome Low-C 5T right there. I'm getting rid of that shit. I'm getting rid of it. I'm gonna put one of these. All right, I have to get another one of these. How am I gonna get it if it's discontinued? Let me look around. I gotta look for these. Why do they want to get rid of Life batteries? Why? Why are you gonna get rid of this? This doesn't go on fire. Fucking jackasses. This is safer. You can poke this. You can stab this son of a bitch. It's not gonna blow up. You can't do that to a LiPo, son. You can't. Yeah, you can't go on vacation with LiPos in your house. That shit could go. You can come home to a burnt fucking house. You have a chance of that happening. Do you understand? There is a chance. Listen, my neighbor across the street, his garage burnt down. That took out a shed. Inside his garage was a Corvette and a Harley Davidson. Burnt down from an X-Max with the LiPo battery shits. All right? So, it can happen. You guys already seen, I have videos in the past of E-words going on fire. Arma Cratons going on fire. One ESC's burning up. Another one, the wires melting and went on fire. And this shit-ass smoke that I can still taste today. Worst fucking smell. I have proof of it. All right? There's many other E-words that go on fire that I did not film because I felt bad. Email the shit out of Horizon Hobbies. Look at this beautiful work stand. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Like I was saying before, they discontinued a great work stand. Why? Look at it. Look what you can do to this, man. You got pins here. It was reasonable. You know, it was reasonable. It's strong. It's heavy duty. Look at it. You can work on this very nicely. Look at this. I can pull my motor out. You can put your side skid plates on. You can do everything from this guy. You save money. This will create the newbies stay in the hobby, not leave it because they're afraid of costs. You know what I'm saying? Eliminate us. And I'm not going to let that happen. They're not going to with me. The only thing we can do is say F them. F them. That's it. They're not going to tell us, guys like us, that do real shit, what to do, what to have fun with. Because this is where you learn more. You need some sort of skill for this. All right? Anybody could do e-words. Almost anybody could do e-words. They're kind of boring because I can have the baddest fucking e-word out there in a matter of 1 week. Built. Simple. There's no challenge for me in that. There's no challenge for anybody with that shit. Because everybody can do the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I can run a fucking big-ass Coke can motor, e-word motor here if I wanted to. Very easy and cheaper. I'm into real shit, all right? I gotta work extra hours to get what I want so I can get the real deal shit right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta become a man to have this shit, all right? You gotta have bigger balls to do real stuff, okay? So, what I'm about to say is, I've heard that they are...
What up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is currently in the Nitro Cave. Just got off work, swinging by because I'm not completely positive, but I'm supposed to go to the drag boats races this weekend. Bakersfield, Lake Ming, that's where they have it, Southern California. My old man wanted me to go, so swinging by here, grabbing a few things. Thought I'd shoot a quick video update. I have a lot of people that asked me about certain things about my fifth scale, 5B Badass 5. This is a one of a kind. And I remember last time I did a video, I couldn't remember the 5B, and I don't know if you can do it on the Bajas. The inch wider hubs, aluminum hubs that I have. Let me turn on the light. These are by, I don't know if you guys can see them. I'd have to take off the dealio, but they're by Mad Max. Oh yeah, I can take it off. Hold on. Okay, same as the makers of these tires, Mad Max. These are the Mad Max extenders. Highly recommend them because, well, I don't know. It depends what you got, but I know on the 5Bs, as you can see in there, that shit ain't never coming off. It's got a set screw, just like a regular 8-scale Nitro. And it's got the rubber dealio that keeps it from coming off. So, but it ain't going to come off. I guess that's just out of protection. And the rims are silverback. They come from Great Britain. I ordered another pair, so I'm getting also a white pair. I'm going to build a whole other set of tires. The only problem is these things are expensive, man. It's basically $50 a tire. By the time you get the rims, the bead locks, if you need hardware and the tires, you're talking $50 for this one tire, rim included. So that's $200 basically to build. You know, Badlands and DE racing rims are what, $80 by the time you get them all done. So it's another $120 for Fisco. But, you know, it's a lot more tire and stuff. I can't wait to run these things. Update also I wanted to do on this. Engine will be coming pretty soon. It's just taking time. You know, you can't rush quality. So, yeah, this thing is... Did I take the hood off last time? I think I did. Because somebody asked me about and I know Mr. Za has one of those. He did it in his X2, I believe. Badass. Fully... modified. It's by the company's Modified RC. That center diff, shout out to 1/5 RC, Chris. He's the one that hooked me up with the deal on that. I got one of those DDM deal of the day, so instead of paying like almost $200, I think for that center piece I paid like $140 or something, $150, something like that. Oversized bearings in it. You know, the full shebang. But it's pretty sick. Anyway, I've got a couple things coming up. We're going to break in the Triton L3 here in the next couple days. Hopefully if I get time. It depends. If I don't go to the drag boat races, you know, and obviously you will see on these the videos that you've seen before this video is a couple of my favorite things that I love to do. I love, you know, even though I don't do it anymore, things that I've just grew up. Actually, I should say these are things I grew up around. Dirt bikes and drag boats. And going to the regular drag races too. So I used to go to the regular drag races as well. But anyway, we're in the Nitro head. There's one of my Nitro brothers right there. You guys know him as, you know, I won't say that name anymore because I like to refer to him as his name on YouTube, Woogie Nitro, aka Chris. I say Tenor because it used to piss him off because it's actually Chris Tyner. You know, and he's been behaving, you know, doing his thing. You know, shout out to the guys that are, you know, doing next level stuff. You know, as far as what we were taught in this 8-scale Nitro hobby by Mr. Za, a guy well respected. You know, yeah, people say, oh, who cares if you have this many. It's not about how many views. It's not about how many subscribers. If that was everything was revolved around that, I mean, if I was a nice guy, everybody always says, Muggy, man, if you weren't such a dick and such an asshole and so direct and, you know, you could be, you know, forward, but you're just too forward. You know, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to change that. They tell me all the time, you would probably have at least 1,000, you would have at least 2,000 or more subscribers. I probably would if I was Mr., you know, blow smoke up your ass and sugarcoat everything. I'm not that guy. I'm going to keep it 100% real, which means, okay, that I'm going to tell it how it is. I'm going to tell it how it is based on certain information. Obviously, there'll be another video right after this. This is just a little shot that I was going to tie into this, just an update on the Nitro Cave. And like I said, a few people asked me about this thing. Is so sick, man. I can't wait to rip this thing. This thing is going to be brap-tastic. Look at that. It just, man, it looks nasty. Badass. And by the way, I have to finish the, I'm going to put some kind of, I'm going to put like a screen meshing underneath here. So, anyway, alright people, that's all I got. I will catch you guys on the next one. Alright, and cave is still not fully in order yet. We gotta straighten up a bunch of things. So anyway, catch you guys in a few. Yeah, so we're gonna be running the Triton and breaking it in, and probably gonna run the I want to run the P5. I got the modified, RCR modified P5 that I haven't ran yet, so maybe we'll run that one too. Okay, people. Alright, that's all I got. Just a quick update and to answer a few questions about the 5B, those extenders, Mad Max, rims, silverbacks, dish rims. I wanted to get dish rims. But anyway, there's a couple more upgrades that I'm doing to this. We'll get to that when it happens. Alright, people. That's all I got. Catch you guys soon. Peace out. What up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is here. By now you've, hopefully I sequenced them right. You've seen kind of a little bit of things that I'm into and I grew up around. Dirt bikes, rode for many years, never raced professionally. And drag boat racing, grew up around it. Matter of fact, there's a big race this weekend. I might be going, might not be going. I'm not sure. We had an emergency in the family, so I'm not even sure if the old man's going to go. So won't know till tomorrow. If so, hopefully maybe I can bring you guys some footage of some drag boat racing and our boat. that you guys have seen many times in my videos. So anyway, then you've seen I did a little Mr. Za clips, and I'm kind of not narrating, but explaining a little bit of, these videos that you guys have seen prior to this one. Hopefully I can keep this one within 30 minutes, but you know how the Muggy is. He just starts ranting and going on about certain things. So I'm trying to keep the rant down. I have 2 engines that I have pulling apart right now that I'm going to show you, and I have another engine that I want to show you that, a few questions that I need to answer, a few questions that I'm not even sure of, because these are just things that I've heard in the grapevine. This came from and this is kind of, again, where are we in the state of 8-scale Nitro? A lot of companies, a lot of things have changed. Byron's, quit, went out of business. There's still plenty of Byrons out there. I happened to stumble across somebody that has a lot of gallons of it. So we're not through with the Byrons yet, but we will be moving on to a newer fuel. I know there's, reputable people that are working on other blends, and then there's people that, you like the bones, and, I've never tried the bones. I never said I wouldn't try it. I never said I would try it. Who knows? Who knows, you might see a quart or 2 in the Muggy's hands. Can't knock it till you try it, right? And I never said it was bad fuel. All I said is what I've heard from other people. Remember, don't shoot the messenger. A lot of people like to do that. Okay? That's my disclaimer. These are things that I bring to you guys that I hear. These aren't coming from me. They're coming from me, but you know what I'm saying? So anyway, this came from a close friend of mine. He's pretty reputable. As far as I talked to him. He's one of my subscribers. Not this guy, but this is what this guy sent me. It says, a few of my contacts in the industry came up with some big news. Nova Rossi, as we knew it, is gone. Pretty much everybody knows that by now. No more Italian Novas. A U.S. company has bought the rights and some of the machines and tooling. So they will now be under a new name and very possibly made in the USA. Okay, now that was what he said. Now I also asked Keenan White, which you guys know who that is, aka Lefty the Great. He's JQ's right-hand man. And I asked Keenan about it. And I will read you what Keenan told me when I asked him about this, what I heard. Where's this thing at? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on one second. Okay. Keenan, aka Lefty the Great. I love that guy. It's JQ's main dude. And like I said, I asked him about it. And I think he posted something about it. Where the heck is it? I gotta find it. Sorry, people. And he said he heard the same thing. Okay? So, how true is all this? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not the one that... Okay, here it is. This is Keenan's, what he said. I said, hey Keenan, did you hear on the grapevine about Nova Rossi being done and the USA company buying them and maybe making engines in the USA? Would like to hear what you know. Keep up the good work, you and Beaker, which is what he calls JQ. Beaker, he calls him a lot of things. A lot of people don't like JQ. He's kind of like me. I mean, JQ, I relate a lot to JQ because people don't like him just because he's too forward. And this is what Keenan said. He said, yes, sir, I heard that too, but that's all I heard so far. It will be interesting, and we appreciate the support. Okay, so that was that. Okay, so obviously Nova Rossi is, done. What's going to happen with Nova Rossi? I don't know, we can only speculate. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. Okay, now another thing I wanted to show you. This is a conversation that because a lot of people don't think that, like, I didn't make up that I got that Adam Drake engine. Now, Is it a real original, the first run of those Adam Drake engines? I'm not positive. All I know is this engine that I got was from Rhonda. Okay, Rhonda Drake sold it to me. I have the bill and everything. This is kind of a little bit of the conversation, and you guys can see this. So, you know, because people, oh, well, you got a fake or you got a clone. Even if it is a clone or not an original Drake, it's signed by him. It was an engine that he ran, and she even said that. Okay, so I don't make shit up. You know, it's just like people, you know, you gotta, you know, people don't believe it until they see it. And, you know, I get it. There's a lot of fake, I guess. I didn't even know that there's a lot of those copies or whatever. But this was sold to me from Rhonda. Okay, I paid 180 bucks. Now here, I'll show you a picture of the engine. That's Rhonda's hand, obviously. That's Rhonda. She's showing me the engine. She sent me pictures. And I'll show you the guys the engine. Okay. It was kind of, I thought it was interesting that Adam does this to his engines. Now, from what the, now it was a carburetor box. From what the box says, it says, and I'll show you on the box, it says Silk Cross. Possibly one of the races. If you read right there, what does that say? The carb I sent pictures of is top and bottom and the idle. No mid. The engine is almost brand new. This was Adam's engine and he has very little fuel on it. Okay, she also went to say that, because I asked her, okay, but is it too much to ask for Adam to autograph the head, or do I have to go through your agent? Laugh out loud. And this is what Rhonda's response was. Okay, that's Rhonda Drake. An autograph would be no problem. So obviously the head sign. Oh, and what else did it say? It said something up here. I'll go back up. Says the engines and parts that I have are all Adam's old race engines and prototype parts. Okay, so this is, you know, and this is like I said, it's coming from Rhonda and Adam. Okay, this engine was, you know, and I'll show you the engine. Because people think, you know, and like I said, this is her, Rhonda's signature. There's Adam's signature. This is the engine that I just ran on video. Okay, now somebody said it's the base of it's a keep off 4 or something like that, or a different engine, but the head is I mean, because you can't deny the head. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. I mean, the point of this and I said that people that have this engine, I didn't say it wasn't real or authentic. I never said any of that. People like to put words in my mouth. All I said is this engine here is a one of a kind because it is signed, and this was ran, like Rhonda said, these are his old engines he ran. Okay, you just read her text. So he signed it, she signed it, this was ran. This engine was ran by Adam himself. So if you have an engine like this, even if it's, you know, more, if it's the real one and this isn't, it doesn't matter. This one is signed by both of them. It's signed by both. I mean, look, I mean, even inside, if you look at it, I've never seen one of these. I don't even know where you'd get these at. Who has ever seen one of these? Let me show you the sheet. This is an actual, I don't know, I've never seen one. This is an actual Novorossi from Novorossi Worlds. I mean, because this itself would be collector's. He didn't use it. I wish it was all his writing on it. It would be even better. It's a track test report. These are when you track test the engines. Look at that. That's pretty cool, man. You know, she sent me some stickers, but, you know, people, oh, it's a clone engine. Even if it is a clone engine, it's an engine that Adam ran. Like I said, if you look on the box, this is his writing. Well, I don't know if it's his writing, but this is what wrote on the box. I think that's bearing size, because it says that same engravings are on the side of the motor mounts. Okay, 7.5, that's the Venturi. So this is a real, authentic engine signed by Adam Drake that was used by Adam Drake. Rhonda said it herself, and I don't think she's lying. Okay, so it is a very rare. It's one of a kind. This is the only engine like this. Even if it is a clone, even better, because The head's the real Novorossi Adam Drake head. Maybe, I don't know, like I said, for sure, from what people are saying, that it's the block is different, but it doesn't. That even makes it even more rare. I mean, this is an engine that Adam used and he raced. She said it's almost brand new. I mean, look at the back plate. I thought that was going to put the light on. Sorry about that. Look at the back plate. I thought that was interesting. How he marks it. I have not opened this engine up. Maybe one of these times I'll open it up on video. That's his clutch setup. That's all Adam right there. I didn't never touch that. I opened it up and checked it. It's a 3-shoe Mugen clutch. So maybe back in the days he used to use 3-shoe. And this is what I'm talking about, the engravings. I think that's bearing size or whatever, because it's got ceramics. It's DLC coded. I mean, it's a nice engine. I'm never going to run it again. I probably should have never ran it, as long as I don't mess up this autograph. But this is no clone or whatever, people. It's a one of a kind. Unless you have one signed by Adam and Rhonda, you don't have this engine. Okay? So, there. No, I'm just kidding. No, but people, you know, it's funny. People do want to do any. I feel like the president, like Trump, what he goes through. People just want to disclaim everything. Because they're haters. And they're jealous because they don't have one of these badass engines. I have that only engine of that kind. So anyway, that's why I just want to touch on that. So we have a part, people, the Triton. By the way, I'm sorry. Welcome all Truggy Maniacs, Muggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs, Nitro Nation. Muggy Maniac is doing some serious wrenching in here. Got some serious next level. Well, one's next level. This one isn't next level yet because it's still stocked. I know Woogie opened this one up, but he couldn't. It's very, very hard to get the crank out or the connecting rod off of the crank. You got to be very careful about doing it. The thing that I do is I make sure that the crank, because sometimes when you're, hold on, let me get my thing so I can talk to you guys while I'm filming. Put you guys in the little holster. Oops, sorry about that. And we got some goodies obviously here too. So we got some goodies to unpack. But hopefully I can give you guys should be able to see better that way. There we go. Okay. Anyway, the crank, when you're trying to get the connecting rod off on this one, I know on the LRPs, certain engines it's really hard. I know the Pico's ones are tight. Some of the LRPs are tight. And by the way, the Triton, it doesn't have ceramic bearings in it. I asked Lance and he told me, he goes, listen, I use Swiss bearings. These bearings are pretty smooth. Money. And he just, you know, he's like, well, if you want, I can put them in. I said, you know what, I wasn't sure. You know, I really didn't, you know, I probably should have had him do it. But anyway, I got ceramic bearings in one of these packages somewhere that we're going to open. Well, all these are open. Okay, save some time. I know what's in them whether I open them or not anyway, because I get emails. You can set it up like that when you order stuff. But I'm going to share with you what's in here. One of it's not really a big deal. Just a bunch of stuff that I got to, you know, get out of the packages. But anyway, we got the Reds bearing puller. If you don't have one of these and you're interested in, you know, and you're going to change your bearings, and if you want to really get into Nitro, you know, full on and keep up on your engines and take care of them and maintain them, maybe throw in ceramic bearings if you want, I highly recommend this. There's the part number if you need it. Reds bearing puller. This comes with the puller, which is the part that's in here right now, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. And it also comes with, actually that's the puller for the front bearing. This is the puller for the rear bearing, and it has an installer in it too. So it's both. It's like a little bit under $100. Best $100 I spent. It's badass. Huddy has one too. I hear good. I don't know. But anyway, what I do to get when the connecting rod is hard to get off, what I'll take, because you just want to pull it a little bit, is pull the crank all the way in. And when the connecting rod is, you know, obviously bottom dead center, or I mean when you pull it up, when you push the connecting rod up a little bit to take it off, if it's real tight, just take something like if you have one of these, a hook or a gear, and just pull up a little bit. Be very careful when you're doing it. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't have a lot of experience, don't even take your engines apart. Don't do any of this. disregard all of this that I'm showing you. This is for people that have been doing it for a few years, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can damage your engine. And as much as the engines cost these days, and how rare they are, especially in Novarossis, you don't want to damage anything. So anyway, I've got this apart. We'll go over that. First, we're going to look at the Triton. Well, why don't we just open the goodies? Let's get the goodies out of the way because they're in my way. Oh, and by the way, use, if you can afford them. I couldn't afford for a long time MIPs and Protex. These Protex I highly recommend. If you need a part number, let me know. You're getting 0.15 millimeter all the way to 3.0. You're getting 4 of these, light ass, badass. These tips are some of the sharpest tips I've ever seen for like 40 something bucks. Well worth it. Okay? But if you can't afford it, find something that's, you know, affordable for you, and just be careful. I got tired of stripping shit out, to be honest with you. And I was just such a tight ass, I didn't ever want to, you know, spend the money on good tools. So, I got a lot for like 20 bucks. I got all these plugs. Half of them, I don't know if I'll use them. I'm sure I will. Especially Novarossi plugs are really hard to come by. I've got this RB plug. This is a turbo number 6 plug, RB plugs. I know Mr. Zaw has a bunch of these. Here's a glow plug. I have regular glow plugs for my LRPs and my P328s because they don't take turbo plugs. Here's a Novarossi C5. That's also a regular plug. Here's a C6TF Novarossi 6 plug. That's a decent one. Here's another. Oh, actually, one of these RBs is turbo. One of them's regular. This one here is a another Novarossi. This is a standard glow plug. Anyway, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I got one more that I already took out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got like 7 plugs, and this one here. These are like 12 bucks. This is an R4. I usually run R5s. I know Woogie started running the R4s. By the way, let me know, Woogie, how these R4s are, or I'll let you know. I don't know if you ran them already. I usually just run the R5s and my LRPs, but R4 obviously a little bit hotter. So anyway, that's that. We got some plugs. Like I said, no biggie. What else do we got? Oh, gotta have these. 2 favorite bump boxes. I just ordered another one. Of the Dynamite. The Dynamite is exactly like a Losi box, but it has adjustable the mounts on top. The problem with the Losi one is it's only for Losi vehicles. Even though the newer vehicles, I think that sucks that you gotta alter the box. So anyway, I like the Dynamite box. I never had any issues with it. Universal, these mounts, I like them because you can use them. You can use this on any vehicle. As you can see, my wheel's getting kind of knot up. This will be the first time changing it. I've been using the same wheel for, man, gallons and gallons and gallons. But yeah, it's a decent bump box. You know, it's only got one motor, but listen, if you got like a 3S or even a 4S if you want, 5,000 milliamp LiPo, and that's the only thing I use LiPos on is that, because I won't use them in my vehicles. I agree with Woogie, you know, I'll burn up a $100 box or whatever, but I'm not putting it in a $1,500, you know, Techno or my Mugen or any of my stuff, you know, or even this thing, you know, even though I got a killer deal on this, you know, I'm not going to risk burning this thing up with no LiPo. Hell no. I run Life batteries, and, you know, that's to each his own. If you want to run your LiPos and you never had a problem with them, then fine. But I got a Losi wheel, a new one, which the Losi wheel is the same as the Dynamite wheel, and I got one for my Protec. Now the Protec ones, I really like them because they're light, small. I like the way that it opens up. You don't have to unscrew nothing, it just opens right up. It has dual 775s. This is a badass box. Okay, now this box won't work on Technos. I've already tried it. So if you have a Techno, scratch this box. For whatever reason, it just, the wheel doesn't come up far enough and the mounts are kind of weird. You can buy different mounts, but the Sure Starts are good. They're made by Amin. They're not as universal, but I use it on my Mugens, it's fine. And I love it on my Kyosho. So anyway, there's that. Throw those over there. We got some extra, got the wheels. I'm going to have to replace that Dynamite one. What else do we got? Well, that was the bag that I used for plugs. Let's put them back in there. This is going to be a long video, people, so hope if you're watching, this is a perfect wrench video. If you got some major wrenching to do, it's probably going to be about an hour. With all the other videos I got tied into it. What else do we got? Bam! Now these are pretty universal. There's very few pipes that, and exhausts and engines they don't fit on. Okay, Dynamite, they're like $8. Comes with an exhaust spring and the small ones too. Highly recommend those. I use them a lot. And they last way longer than the Novorosi. You want to pay $10 for a Novorosi. The only Novorosis that I like are the white ones and the orange ones. Blue ones suck ass. This is new. I haven't tried it. It was like $10 for not very much, but it is called VRP Honey Grease for ring and pinion gears. Seems like the stuff that works the best, they give you the least amount. I'm going to invest in some Fast Eddies. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I should probably order me some today. Try it. I've never tried it, so. What else do we got here? Bam! We got the Losi long wear aluminum clutch shoes. Now, I've got about 3 of these Losi clutches, so I use these a lot, but I don't use all 4. I use 2 of these, and where's the other ones? I got them in here somewhere. Oh, and I use, no, those are different. Did I miss them? Thought I had my other, the hell did my other clutch shoes go? Thought I had set. Hold on. Hold the presses. I don't know. But anyway, I used 2 of those. And I used 2 of the King Heads. The King Heads ones, 70, 75, the gold ones. They have different colors, but I used 2 of those and 2 of the TLRs. If you need a number, pause. There you go. So anyway, that's that. Not a big deal. Like I said, these are all, this I have to replace. I think I showed you guys, or if you know or don't know, I popped my first 2 teeth. Knocked the first 2 teeth out on the Techno Buggy. So this is a lightened spur gear. It is a 48 for the Techno Buggy, so that will be replaced when I get ready to do it. I'm going to just go ahead and do my diff oils too. And what else? Okay, we got bearings. Now these are the bearings that are going to go into the Triton. Okay, these are by this company here. I like their advertisements. Those hot chicks. Acer. They're in SoCal. Probably about an hour from me. Acer bearings, ceramic, for about $30, which is pretty decent. 30-something bucks. You get front and rear, depending on what the whip is. And I also am gonna try. Man, this package. What the hell? What the hell? I think I get 5. So these are like $2 a piece. Maybe I cut the package when I opened it. Now look, it just fell apart. These are standard clutch bearings. Okay, not ceramic or anything. Standard. They're made in USA. 10 for the measurements is 10-4-5, something like that. But anyway, those are those. We got that. We're gonna put some ceramic bearings in. Here we go. And what else do I got? Finally, this was hard. Lance hooked me up. This is, he happened to have one of these. RCR. This isn't RCR or anything. This is the LRP .32 crank for my other LRP 32 because I have 2 of them. Obviously, there's one right there getting ready to rip the Mugen Chuggy up, and there's, get this camera straight again. Sorry people. Sorry peeps. Where are we at? 25? We don't have much time, do we? Okay. Here's my other LRP 32. Both modded by RCR. Bam. So, this is just some crank. I tried to get it, put another, it wouldn't fit. So, luckily I found a replacement crank. So, we're going to put that one. So, now we will have 2! Not 1, but Does anybody remember Sesame Street? The count? 2! LRP 32s. And I have 2! P3 Pico 28s. And I have 4! 28 Rex Legends. And I have 3! Reds R5 Rs. I am an engine hoarder, I admit it. Okay, so this is how. Let's show the engine. I mean, running out of time here. Put that back in there. Like so. Okay, there's the top. Bam! Look at that. This is a beautiful engine, man. I can't stress enough. I want to sleep, like, do with Mr. Zott, sleep with this thing. It's one of the baddest, nicest, well-engineered, just piece of art, man. Look at that head, all the milk. This thing is so... Look how short it is. I mean, not much to compare to this, but... Even if you... Oh, dang. There you go. Jacking the head up already, Muggy. If you compare it to the Reds, look at the Reds are pretty low. And the Vertices, too. Look at that. It's freaking low, man. Okay, now that I got it apart, let me hold the camera. That way you can give you guys a view. Okay, back plate. You know, it's kind of a Pico-ish back plate. Somewhat. Did you, and this is what, talking to my engine builder, okay, you guys know who he is, worked for Pico for over 3 years, highly recommended, knows guys that work with Pico today, talks with them and conversates with them periodically. I just talked to him a couple days ago. I thought that Reds did certain things to their engines. We know that Pico makes their blocks. Completely wrong. I was wrong about the Pico and Reds. Reds makes nothing. Not a damn thing. I asked my engine builder. I said, hey, bro, well, what doesn't, like, you know, they get the engines, Reds, you know, sends their designs of, you know, their Scooteroo, say, to Pico, and they make the blocks, and then they bring them back, and then Reds assemble it. He goes, no, Reds does nothing. Reds and Mario do absolutely zero anything but design and engineer the whatever engine they want. Pico manufactures, makes them, assembles them, does everything for them. Pico makes everything and does everything for Reds. Reds does nothing but sell the engines. And that's coming, like I said, he knows guys that work for Pico. Okay? So, and he worked for Pico. And he still talks to him. I'm not talking when he worked for him, whenever. This is recently. So this is coming from a reputable source. Again, a guy that knows guys that work with Pico. Reds doesn't make shit. It's all Pico. Pico makes all. So when you're running a Reds engine, keep that in mind. You're running Pico engines. Okay? It says Reds, but it's a Pico engine. You know, and I think Lance based a little bit of this design from me looking at it and looking at Picos in the past on a Pico. But it's a beautiful engine. The head, this is the Triton L3 V2. Okay? Black edition. Here's the back plate. Beautiful. Look at that. Bam! It's like a shiny piece of jewelry. Is it too bright for you guys? Can you guys still see? Badass. Okay. Here's the sleeve. Now his sleeves, he shimmed for it. And I didn't ask him why. I'm not gonna. That's his thing. He does to his engines, and he did this to my Reds though too. There's 3 shims, and I gotta make sure I put them in. If you guys can see the little notches cut out, they gotta line up with that. Here's his sleeve. So you're looking. Let me put on the light again. So you're looking at his sleeve. Okay. Look at the way that it's tapered. That's pretty badass. See the way that's tapered? It's got tapered right there, tapered right there, tapered in the front. Okay. His porting work. Okay. Like I said, fangs don't do a lot of anything. It's not, you know, 75% again of the power of the engine, of the, you know, performance is coming from the crank and the piston. You know, but he did a little bit of work on it. Now here's the piston. Okay, now see those, the holes on the side? I believe they're called, I forgot what they're called. And my brain just fell out of my head. But anyway, he mills those out. Now if you look closely inside of the engine, inside of this engine, I don't know if you can see it or not, before he puts the connecting rod in here, he's does machining inside of the piston. Okay. It's brand new. We haven't fired it up yet. We're going to break this in probably tomorrow next couple days. If I don't go to the boat races, I will definitely be breaking in the next couple days. If not, might not be a minute. Now, this is the button head. Nothing spectacular. I don't know how many shims are on there. This is where Lance, like I said, he knows that this is where the performance comes from. Look at, can you guys see that? How shiny it is? Like, look, this thing, here's a shined up Blue Magic Nova OC 9901 Super Strong, by the way, and the 41021 header, best combo that I've ever ran on a bone stock .21 engine. This is the shit. And it's funny because you see people selling engines and people that race. This is well known as probably the best combo out there, or one of the best, if not the best. 9901 Super Strong, 41021 header, Nova Rossi on a bone stock 21. But anyway, look how shiny that is. And look at that crank. That crank almost, I was asking Lance, I said, it almost looks like it's chromed. Look how shiny that is. There's the crank fill, his crank fill. You can see where he, did his timing work inside of there. Just cutting into that part. A little bit there, a little bit there. So, there it is. That is well, let me see the block. We'll check out the block a minute. Look at the way the block even is milled. The carburetor on this thing is really nice. It says 7.0, but I told him, I go, hey, I can't run a 7.0 on a modded 21. He's all, no, it's milled out to an 8. I said, okay, cool. There you go. Designed in the U.S. by Lance Heidman, but these are manufactured in Italy. You can see how there's milled into the head. I mean, this is just a badass engine. Okay? I don't think I'm going to have enough time. I'll show you guys the bearing pulling another time. I want to get to the other engine and then cut this video because it's going to be already an hour. But the bearing puller is very easy. It takes like about maybe 5 minutes to do it. Pop the front one out with this, tighten it up, it pops the front one out. Then you pull this out. There's a collet inside on this tool. Take that out and take the whole thing out. This part here goes into the end. These splines expand and you unscrew it down and you just turn it. Pops the bearing out. Take this, pop the bearing back on, pop that one on. You put the front and the rear in at the same time and you tighten them all up. Boom, you're done. 5 minutes, man. No heating, no wooden dowel, no frickin' caveman, hillbilly, fucking backyard mechanic type shit. Professional bearing pulling. And am I making fun of people that do it that way? No, it's just, if you want to do it, the caveman style, then go ahead. I've done it many years like that, and no more, man. Professionally, especially when, like I said, the money that you could spend on these engines. This is a $350 engine modified. Okay, Italian .21 3-port. And until I run it, I can't really tell you about the performance of it. But all I know, if what Lance is saying is true, and I believe him, this thing will be spanking some serious ass. Okay? And if you want an engine, and if you think that you have a $600 Reds that's going to spank this ass, or a $500 Scooteroo, you're sadly mistaken. Okay? This $300, $350, let's just say $400 with ceramic bearings, R5R Reds modded will smash any $500 or $600 factory modded engine, hands down, no doubt about it. And if you think anything different, then 1, you don't own a modified engine, which is the most of the case, or 2, you're smoking some really bad stuff, and you should stop, because it's not good for you. So anyway, just my little sarcasm. Okay, so this is the button head. Nothing big on the 28. I mean, like I said, Woogie showed you this engine. This is the piston from the 28. Okay, it's got a pretty beefy connecting rod. Okay, I asked Lance, it's stock, it's going to get modded, but I want to run it, and like I said, I highly recommend, before you get an engine modded, if you've never ran it stock, do yourself a favor and run it stock. I regret, again, on getting this engine modified without running it stock first. But who knows? I might get another one. I know I'm going to get one of the L5s, which is the 5-port one he has, but I'm going to get the Evo, which has all the bells and whistles, okay? And it will be stock. I will get it, run it, break it in, and then get it modded. This would only be probably the second engine that I've never ran stock and then got it modded and ran it. And I recommend that so you appreciate the modifications and so you can tell the big difference. And make sure, okay, well, hey, I don't see much of a difference. Did the guy really do anything? So, you know, just to protect yourself. You know, if you're going to spend the $100 or whatever, you know, at least know that, you know, you got your money's worth. You know, get what you pay for. I did a video like that before. So there's a piston, nothing big until it gets modded. Here's a sleeve. This sleeve isn't too bad. Compared to the, you know, it's not the best. It's got his little jagged stuff, but compared to the LRP32, that thing was a wreck. And you can see how the port on this thing, and I showed somebody, if you look down, can you look down in there? Okay, this is the top of the exhaust port, right? Pay attention when I turn it. Look underneath it. It has an indentation. Really odd. And I don't know if that's on purpose or a mistake. Can you guys see it in there? See that? It's kind of weird. It's got like an indentation. Anyway, plenty of room to mod this thing, so it will be modded, but we're gonna run it stock. We're gonna see what kind of balls this thing has, bone stock out of the box. Crank? Oh, look at the crank. Now that, tell me that ain't got tons of room for some timing done. Look at that. Look at that. You guys see that? Look at all the meat right there, man. Look at that. That's beef, baby. Now Lance will go to town on this sucker. Crank fill it, drill it out, crank fill that baby, time it, grind it. Rip. Look at that. I like the way the LRPs. Look at that. He's going to open them babies up too. Now, I don't know what that dimple right there is for. I'm going to ask Lance. So anyway, nothing major. Wish I could get this thing DLC coated. That would be even badasser. Okay, so anyway, that's that. Back plate, a little bit nicer than the LRP32. So I mean, when I look at the quality of this engine, it actually is a better quality. Lance was right. The older LRPs, you know, the 30s and these 28s were way better made. This is when they were actually doing some QC, you know. These are standard bearings in here still. Going to be ceramic. We're going to place those too. And I was really surprised too. Look at it, comes with a 9.0 Venturi. That's pretty cool. So anyway, nothing major. Carburetor, this is a little bit different than the newer ones. It's probably, this is the older one, but it's probably the same piece of shit. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay? I'm going to run this carburetor. I'm going to break it in with this carburetor, run this carburetor, see if we can get a tune on it, and then I have a brand new milled Novorossi carburetor that we'll throw on that. Okay? Who knows? Like Lance said, not all those carburetors are bad. It's, you know, but most of them are. 99.9% of them. There's always that chance you might get that one that is decent or tunable anyway. So, okay, that's it, people. Now you guys seen it. We got both these engines apart. This one, oh, he did say when that gets modded, or he said, or stock, the 28 LRP has more top end than the LRP 32, and it has more top end than the Novorossi 28.8. But other than that, bottom to mid, throughout, pretty much, this thing, even modded, will get its ass handed to it by a Nova 28.8 and an LRP 32. Especially if it's an LRP 32 that's modded by RCR. Bam! We're going to run that sucker. So anyway, that's all I got. There's probably an hour worth of video right there. I got some bearings to install, engines to put back together, things to do, place to go, people to see. I just wanted to update you on that. And, you know, even our, go watch the Scooteroo .21 that Rex Welch of RW Mods did a video on. And he also did the video on the R5R, which is this same engine right here. And he said spending less, around $350, $200 or whatever, $150 less on this engine after it's even modded compared to spending $500 on a Scooteroo or any $500 Reds. He goes, this engine will be more. Okay? So, I mean, you do what you want to do. Obviously, if you want to spend $500 on whatever engine and then spend another 100 to get it modded, you know. But I guarantee you it's not going to like walk away from this $200 cheaper Reds right here. Go get any Scooteroo. Okay, as it is, this engine right here, RCR modded R5R, $350 engine, will destroy any stock $500 .21. I don't care if it's a Drake. I don't care if it's an OS. I don't care if it's a Testament. I don't care what it is. Okay? A stock .21 factory modded to the hill will not spank this engine. RCR modded Reds. Okay? So, like I said, if you think so, it's because you don't own a modded engine or you're smoking bad stuff. And I would suggest to stop. Alright, people. That's all I got. Remember, you know, if you're not sliding, you're grinding, like Lefty the Great says. If you're not having fun, it doesn't make sense. Okay? See you on the next one. We're going to have some running video footage coming up, and, you know, to each his own. You know, whatever makes you happy in this hobby. I'm not playing into the drama and all the BS anymore. I'm just doing my shit. Okay? You can either get with it, or like I said before, you know, move on, stroll on, troll on, you know. Shout out again to the thumbs down. I love you guys. Shout out to Gearhead Addict. That's my boy right there. Shout out to Nitro Mike. That's another one of my boys. These are guys that we talk behind the scenes, and we've had our scuffles and this and that, and you know, just like other guys. And these guys, we talk all the time. Shout out to 1/5. Shout out to Mr. Foss, man. He's running his stuff, although I haven't seen anything lately. He's probably doing some adjustments. He's in the Foss cave, you know, doing his thing, getting them modded engines. Okay, so whatever your next level is, that's your next level. That's all I got to say. You know, just because you don't have any of these engines, or you don't, but I do highly recommend get a modded engine, man. If you don't own a modded engine, you have no idea what you're missing, and you can only speculate. Okay, don't talk about what you think about modded engines because it's irrelevant. Unless you own a modified engine, I don't care if you owned them 10 years ago. Unless you own one right now, 1-800-ZIP-IT. Okay? You're talking out your ass. Every time you open your mouth about modified engines, you don't own one right now or possess any of them in your possession, you're making ignorant statements. You're talking out your ass. Again, this isn't for children. Rated R. Okay, if you don't have a modified engine, I don't want to hear about your opinion about anything. Because they're like assholes. They stink and everybody has one. But if you don't have a modified engine, shut the fuck up. And go get one. Go run it. And then start talking. Okay? Talk from experience. Hands-on experience. Not just what you heard or what you've seen. That's just heresy, man. Retarded. It's freaking retarded. Alright, people. That's all I got. I don't want to get into a rant. I'm out. Peace. I'm going to go catch you on the next one.